Welcome back, guys. It's the Tightwad. Today I'm going to show you how to lay sod. Today we're laying some Bermuda sod. We have 18 pallets of rolled sod. I think they're 2 foot wide by 5 foot long rolls. And I'm going to show you some of the tips and tricks. And one of the main ones is to get the sod as close to your installation area as possible. If you're not out here with a sod company, a lot of times they'll just drop it right here along your curb. And then that would mean we'd have to carry each individual roll way down this driveway to where we're installing it today. But they do have this hopper. It's kind of like a forklift. It's all-terrain wheels, and it can drop it exactly where you want it. The key is to order the right amount of sod as well. Always make sure you overestimate. So he has 8,100 square feet of dirt here, and he ordered 18 pallets, which is 9,000 square feet of sod. And we're going to start on the area that we definitely want sod, so by the driveway and along the sidewalk, and work our way this way. If we run out, we want to run out along the wood line and not down here where the water is going to be draining off. And he has graded his yard. He brought in some dirt, and he got a tractor with a grading attachment, so you can see it's nice and smooth. You don't ever want to put sod down on hard pan, meaning hard packed dirt, so you can see that it's been loosened up. He got a nice strong rain last night, which is good for the sod, but unfortunately they're only able to place the sod on the driveway and in the wood line where the natural packed earth is. So we're going to have a little more work than we would like to today. Another thing you'll notice is that he put out flags to mark all of his sprinkler heads and then his control stations, control valves here. So that's very important so that you can cut around and make room for the sprinkler heads to come through the sod after you put it in. So we're starting to unroll, and we started down the driveway. You always want to lay against the grain or against the slope. So we're laying the sod going this way because the whole yard slopes this way, and that keeps the sod from sliding. If it's laid this way against the slope, it's going to keep it from sliding if it rains. It's also going to keep the water from making ruts in the ground and running between the layers of sod. It's going to force it to flow over the sod to get down to where it drains off the yard. So if you have people helping you lay sod, it's always a good thing to go ahead and lay out the boundaries of where you're going to lay the sod to, so that they know not to cross that boundary. And then you can come back in after everyone's gone and trim it up the way you want to using a stick edger or your machete. But a good thing to do is take your spray paint and spray paint the line, indicating where you want the sod to go. And then they know not to go far over that line. So just something that whenever I was laying sod at my house, a lot of people were putting sod in areas where we weren't going to end up needing it. So get you a can of cheap marking paint and spray paint the lines. I highly recommend finding as many friends as you can to help you out laying your sod. You can see we started with just 3 people early in the morning, and then we added more people as the day went on. Having this small trailer that we could pull behind the golf cart was a big benefit, since they did have to lay the pallets of sod around the perimeter of the lawn. We were able to put the rolls on it, move them to the correct location, and then just offload them and roll them out instead of having to walk all the rolls across the yard. You'll notice that we staggered each row of the sod so that the seams on the ends of the rolls don't match up. This prevents water from easily finding a channel to flow through after the sod's been laid, and it helps the sod to grow in faster. This is Bermuda sod, and we ordered it from a company named Super Sod that's based out of Georgia. I did want to say that we are in Georgia, so the main grasses used here are centipede, Bermuda, zoysia, and fescue, with Bermuda probably being the most popular. In my opinion, Bermuda is one of the easiest to grow in the southeast because of the low amount of water that it needs. It's very tolerant of high heat. It does go dormant in the winter, so your grass will be completely brown in the winter. It'll look like it died, but it always comes back the next spring. It spreads really fast, so if you ever couldn't afford to sod your whole yard, you could actually checkerboard your yard with sod, and it would grow in and fill in all of the areas within 3 or 4 months. So it's a great option, it's a low-cost option, and it's very easy to maintain. You'll notice we're working in the shade and then alternating shifts in the sunny area so that we don't get burnt out, but we're trying to stay ahead of the sun over here, and we have a couple of pallets that are really waterlogged because it started pouring on them when they were cutting it last night. So we're loading those in the golf cart and then hand rolling out the lighter ones for now. But if we can stay ahead of the sun in this area right here and then roll that in the shade, taking shifts, it keeps you from getting as tired. We had 2 more people show up to help at this point, and it started going a lot faster. You'll notice a pretty big variety of colors within our sod. So they were obviously cut from different fields or different areas of the field. Some of the rolls were a lot drier than others, which is nice for laying them, but you need to get water on them as soon as possible so that they don't start drying out. So as soon as you get one half of the yard laid, turn on the irrigation on that side while you finish laying the other half. Once we got a little bit over halfway done, we had 2 more guys show up and the project started flying through and we were able to get the rest of the sod put down fairly quickly. You'll notice that our lines are not completely straight going through the yard, but that's totally fine. It's more important to make sure the sod edges, the seams are touching each other than it is to make straight lines. So always butt your sod up against the next piece. Otherwise you're gonna have little holes, and eventually, like these right here, will fill in. It won't take long as you keep it watered. If you're using Bermuda sod, it grows really fast. As I mentioned before, this is how I suggest you roll out your sod. It's okay to have these jagged edges. He can come back in with a stick edger and go right down here and shape it however he wants. It'll cut right through those pieces of sod. Then he can use any of the remnants like this that's sticking out to fill in any holes like this. So I always recommend just getting it all put down first and then worry about coming back and cleaning up the edges. Any extra sod that you have, you can use it to patch holes in your existing sod, or you can even throw it. He could throw it in areas like this over here, and if he keeps it nice and watered, it's going to root itself and grow anyway. So any little chunks that you have left over, just throw them somewhere where you want grass but don't have the money to pay for sod right now, and I promise you it'll grow in if it's centipede or Bermuda grass. We ended up about 2 or 3 pallets short. The original measurements must have been off, so he's going to order 2 or 3 more pallets and get them installed here. But so far we've put down 18 pallets of rolls today, and it took us from 8 in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon with 3 younger guys, 2 older guys, and 2 girls. So it can be done. We are filthy and dirty, but it's done. Time for showers. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section below and I'll make sure I get back to you. Click any of the videos shown on your screen right now and they'll open right up on your device, and I hope you guys have a great day.